What's up, gang? Got an email from a former student of mine. It says that he had just gotten off duty, dropped his magazine out of his magazine well, locked a slide to the rear, and nothing came out. Obviously, that's a problem, right? He needs to make sure that that round is in the chamber and ready to go while he's on duty, because we don't want to get shot for lack of shooting back. So I want to talk to you about a practical, tactical tip that I apply every time I put my hands on my firearms. Okay? Regardless of whether or not it's a rifle or pistol, I do what's called a chamber check. We'll talk about the pistol right now. Here's how it'll go. Whenever I take up my firearms, guess what, gang? The 3 rules are always in effect. I treat every one of these things like it's loaded, keep my finger off the trigger until I'm ready to fire, and I don't point this thing at anything I'm not willing to destroy, right? So that said, I'll take that magazine and I'll slap it into the magazine well. Okay, good to go. One good firm slap into the magazine well, all right? The next thing I'm going to make happen is I'm going to grab that slide. I don't give a shit if you grab the top of it or grab the back side of it, but you're going to grab that slide and you're going to let the slide do its work. Good to go? After you let that slide go home, now for all intents and purposes, there should be a round in the chamber, all right? But I like to make sure. So what's going to happen is I'm going to do what's called a press check to do my chamber check, okay? I'm going to put my fingers right across the front of the slide right here. I'm not going to put my hand in front of the muzzle of the weapon. And I'm just going to press it back just a little bit so that I can see that there's a round in the chamber. And if it's too dark outside, that I actually touch that round while it's in the chamber. There we go. And then I'll let that slide go home. Now, because it didn't have an opportunity to travel the entire distance as this thing can go, I'm going to make sure that I bump it right across the backside of the slide to make sure it's in battery. So for all intents and purposes, this is a loaded weapon now. I'm good to go. I can holster and I can walk out the door, ready to rock. Good to go? So, real quick, just to do that press check again. Take my magazine, slap it into my magazine well. Good to go. It's in there now. I grab that slide, I let it go home, make sure I do my press check, grab across the front of this bad boy, look at it, I can touch it if I need to, and I'm ready to go. Hard up, hard up, 177,